Welcome to Keys Open Doors. Today, we're breaking down the step-by-step path to buying your first home. If you've been dreaming of homeownership but just feel completely lost in the paperwork, the confusing jargon, and the endless advice out there, well, you are in the exact right place. Today's explainer is all about stripping away that confusion. We're going to look at the objective facts of how this process actually works, turning what feels like an impossible mountain into a very manageable climb.
Instead of treating this like some overwhelming obstacle course, we're taking the entire home buying process and grouping it into a clear, reassuring 6-phase roadmap. We've got prepare finances, secure loans, find a home, make an offer, protect investment, and close the deal.
Phase 1. Prepare your home buying finances.
Okay, let's dive into this. Establishing a rock-solid financial foundation is the starting line for many successful buyers. Long before you ever set foot in an open house, the real work starts right in your bank accounts. So let's tackle the absolute biggest question every aspiring homeowner faces. How much house can you actually afford? It's so easy to just pull up a simple online mortgage calculator, look at a monthly payment and think, hey, I pay that much in rent right now, I can definitely afford this. But true affordability is a bit more complex than that. Figuring it out accurately early on protects you from getting in way over your head.
In general, your true affordability relies on these 5 pillars: your income, your credit rating, your current monthly expenses, the down payment you've managed to save, and the current interest rate. It isn't just about the money coming in. It heavily depends on what's already going out. If you're feeling kind of unsure about how all these pieces interlock, a fantastic step is meeting with a certified housing counseling agency. These pros can sit down, help run the numbers on your personal home economics, and get those 5 pillars totally clarified for your specific situation.
All right, moving right along to Phase 2, secure your loan options. During this financing phase, understanding your rights as a borrower becomes your primary mission. Before you sign a single document with a bank or a lender, you absolutely need to know your fair housing rights. And a massive part of that is knowing what to avoid. Predatory lending refers to deceptive or unfair practices by lenders during the loan process. We're talking about lenders who might try to push you into loans with excessive, hidden fees, or super complex terms that just don't make sense. Knowing this definition empowers you to confidently walk away from bad deals. Remember, you have borrower's rights, and you are in the driver's seat.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that so many first-time buyers actually believe the myth that a standard 20% down bank loan is their only possible path to homeownership. But the truth is there are incredible programs out there designed specifically to help you. For instance, you can find specialized loans with much lower down payments. Plus, there are targeted initiatives for teachers, first responders, public housing residents, and Native communities. You literally don't have to fit into a rigid one-size-fits-all box to get financing.
So the biggest takeaway for the financing phase is this: shop, compare, and negotiate your loan terms. A mortgage is a massive financial product and you are the customer. Treat it exactly like you're buying a car or a major appliance. Please do not just blindly accept the very first interest rate you're offered. A super common and highly recommended approach is to compare offers from multiple lenders. That's how you secure the absolute best interest rate and terms for your financial future.
Next up, Phase 3, find your ideal home. This is the fun, exciting house hunting phase. But because emotions can run pretty high here, we strongly recommend using a simple home shopping checklist just to stay objective. Think about it. When you look at 5 or 6 houses in a weekend, they immediately start to blur together. Your checklist should help you compare properties based on location, asking price, condition, and the type of home, whether that's a standard single-family home, a fixer-upper that needs a little elbow grease, or a manufactured home. Taking detailed notes ensures you're comparing apples to apples and guarantees that any home you fall in love with actually aligns with the financial reality we established back in Phase 1.
Which brings us to Phase 4, make a strong offer.
Let's say you've done all the tours and you've finally found the one. Making an official offer is your formal step to purchase. You're clearly communicating exactly what you're willing to pay for that property. Your offer should always be grounded in those earlier budget calculations and the market research you've done for that specific neighborhood. Remember, it's a negotiation, so you want to be competitive enough to win the house, but also financially responsible so you don't overextend yourself. You submit this offer, and if the seller accepts it, congratulations, but hold on, the work isn't quite over yet.
Phase 5, protect your new investment. So the crucial point is, getting an accepted offer is really only the middle of the journey. You now have to make absolutely certain you protect yourself.
There are 2 critical steps here that safeguard you against hidden structural damages and future property liabilities. Step 1 is to get a professional home inspection. Step 2 is to shop for and secure homeowners insurance. Look, homeowners insurance is absolutely vital. It protects your property against disasters, theft, and accidents. And frankly, your lender is going to require it before they hand over a single dime of the loan anyway.
But I really want to emphasize that first step. There is a golden rule in real estate. For your protection, get a home inspection. Do not skip this under any circumstances. A trained inspector is going to crawl through the attic, check the integrity of the foundation, test the electrical panels, and examine the plumbing. A proper inspection can literally save a first-time buyer from unexpected, massive repair bills down the line. It tells you the honest-to-goodness condition of the house before you are legally bound to the whole shebang.
And finally, Phase 6. Close the deal successfully. If the inspection looks good and your insurance is all lined up, we enter the home stretch. You'll hear real estate professionals talk about closing or going to settlement. Closing, or settlement, is simply the final step transferring official home ownership to you. It's just a formal meeting where the buyer, the seller, and the lenders all sit down and sign the necessary legal documents to finalize the mortgage and transfer the deed officially into your name.
At this stage, our final piece of advice is simple. Read everything carefully before you sign. And this brilliantly illustrates why patience is so absolutely vital at the settlement table. Yes, there's going to be a massive stack of paper. Yes, your hand is probably going to cramp up from signing your name so many times. But these are legally binding documents that dictate your financial reality for decades. Don't ever be afraid to pause and ask questions. A good real estate professional will be more than happy to slow things down and explain every single document you're signing.
We've definitely covered a lot of ground today. Buying a home could feel pretty daunting, but breaking it down into these 6 phases builds real clarity and confidence. So the final question isn't just if you're ready to unlock your first front door, but rather, which of these 6 phases do you need to master first to make that dream a reality? Because you can absolutely do this.
Keys open doors, helping you unlock your path to home ownership. If this helped, like, comment, and subscribe.